Good morning, everybody. My name is Laura, and welcome to my Dewey's vlog. Oh, it is really early here. It's just after 7:30. Dewey starts at 7 a.m. my time. I really wish I lived somewhere where it was the afternoon so I could feel like I could sleep normally and do some things I need doing during the day around the house, and then I could, stop and read with very little guilt. But that's not the case. Yeah, I'm in my pajamas. Oh. So currently, I should say I slept terribly. Like, I think I got 4 hours of sleep. I was excited about this, but that's whatever. So currently I am watching Danny at Finale Speaks. I'm watching her live show. I think it's going to last for maybe another half an hour, 45 or something. She's doing 15-minute reading sprints with like a chat for a few minutes in between and then another reading sprint. So currently I am listening to Beard in Mind. It's my audiobook for the day, the fourth in the Winston Brothers series by Penny Reed. I've been working on this off and on for a few months, and I have figured out that audiobooks are very much my friend in the morning, so I can just have something playing and I can sit there on the couch like, oh, I'm awake, like so I'm working on that. But once Danny's live show is done, I'm going to be started on, or picking up, I should say, in The Case of the Missing Marquis, the first Enola Holmes book by Nancy Springer. So I'm going to hopefully get this one done this morning. I will be taking a shower this afternoon so I can keep myself awake because it's going to be a long day. So I'm sure future Laura is just thrilled that she woke up and brushed her teeth and threw on a sweatshirt and is now going to be on camera on the interwebs forever. But this current Laura is just trying to stay awake, let's be honest. So, okay, I will check in a little bit, and I hope you guys are all off to a good start. Hey everyone, checking in again. It's 1:45 in the afternoon. I'm already tired. I shouldn't say already. I've been tired all morning. It's ridiculous. And I already took an involuntary nap. I finished my first book. I finished Beard in Mind. And I liked it. It was fine. That's so not a review, Laura. Come on, think of something to say. Okay, I liked that Shelley, who is the one of like the female of the couple, I liked that Shelley had OCD, and I really appreciated how she portrayed her, how the author portrayed her. I know she had to do a lot of research and talk to people and stuff. And while I don't have OCD myself, I have known people before who have had it, and it seems like how I imagine it would be in someone's head. I don't know for sure, but I believed her struggling and everything. And I really liked being inside Beau's head so much. He is one of the twins, Dwayne and Beau Buford, but they call him Beau. I liked being inside his head. We were in his head probably 80% of the time. He was most of the narration, and then we were just in Shelley's a little bit. I don't know, I enjoyed it. I think I liked the reveals about the family more than I liked the couple themselves. What's interesting to me is that this series is not strictly linear, so each book doesn't directly follow each, the one before. It does, but this one backtracks maybe halfway into the book 3-ish, and then picks up again, so you're getting an overlap of about half of a book. And then from what Danny has told me at Finale Speaks, because she is a book and a half in front of me, is that the next book, the 5th one, which I'll hopefully be starting later tonight, that one starts 5 years after the book I just finished ends. And then they just dump a whole bunch of info on you and all this stuff happened. So it's going to be a really interesting rest of the series. Not like I thought it was going to be at all, but I don't know. We'll see. So I liked it. I thought their relationship was believable. I thought that they really ended up caring for each other, and they both grew as people, and they grew together as well, like they're themselves and then also together. So it was good. I just didn't love either of them, and it wasn't this super hot, super fantastic, you're like, yeah, I don't know, maybe I'm jaded, I don't know. It was good, and the narration was excellent. Chris Brinkley does such a good job with all the male narration. He does such a good job. Whew. So finished that one up. After that, I talked to Danny for a while and talked to my mom for a little while and took a break and had breakfast, watched some TV, and then took a shower and got dressed. Clearly I have makeup on now, and I'm, you know, wearing clothing. Well, not that I was naked before, but you know what I mean. This will only happen more as the day goes on and I get more and more tired, so stay tuned for that. I have a really random question for you guys. So I have always been very much a chapstick person, and I've always used chapstick medicated. Like 15-20 years I've used it. I love it, but it hasn't been doing it for me so much lately. And lately I bought this new lip gloss, which I don't really buy makeup ever. I don't wear much of it, but thought, oh, you know what, it was buy one get one free at Walgreens for all their makeup products. I needed a mascara anyways. I'm like, okay, I'll try a lip gloss. So I got this lip gloss, and I like it a lot, but mostly I like it because it's really moisturizing. Do you guys ever wear lip gloss as a moisturizer instead of chapstick, or do you just use chapstick? This is a really random question, I realize, but I don't know who else to ask. I mean, I don't know. I don't ever wear lipstick really. I have a couple of stains, but I almost always just layer chapstick on top of it in some shape or form. But yeah, I don't know. Oh my gosh, excuse me. Oh, hiccups. My God. How do I have anyone ever watching these videos? Okay. I'm gonna go get my garbage together, get my recycling together, and take that out. I am really close to a 6 or 7 lane street, very busy street, and they've been doing road construction there all morning long. And I thought it was the train. There's also a train track near my house, so sometimes you hear just the rumbling. They don't really toot the horn that much. You just hear the rumbling occasionally, and by this point I've lived here so long I don't notice it most of the time. So I thought it was just that rumbling at first, but then I'm realizing as my house has been vibrating for pretty much the last 4 hours that they are just doing tons of work on the street, and it's just moving closer and closer and closer to my neighborhood and my yard. I think they are like right across from me right now. There's just an alley and a house and a yard in between us. It's so loud. It's so frustrating. It's hard to concentrate. As they'll stop and like my house will stop vibrating and I'll think, okay, good. This is such a nice break. It's actually quiet for a second. And then they just start up again right away. So I think I'm going to try and put on an ASMR and do that for a while and try and read something. I'm going to work on, hopefully, the 2 graphic novels that need to go back to the library. I don't know. I'm not feeling them this minute. Maybe I'll save those for later. So apparently I'll just talk like crazy for this update. So I'm doing the Golden Girls Murder Mystery Readathon, which will have ended by the time you guys see this, but for me currently it's ending tomorrow afternoon. And there are 4 suspects, 4 clues, 4 murder weapons, and 4 locations. I've got 2 suspects, I've got 2 murder weapons, and 1 room. I know words. So I'm going to try and work on a couple more for that. But some of those books will also double up for the Fall Into Reading Challenge that's been going on since September 1st that I'm really, really enjoying. So I checked this morning. I went through Goodreads to double check what I have and haven't read. And I have under 10 books to read to complete that challenge, to complete the full big board. So I'm going to try and work in some of those too and try and get those in. So one of them I decided, because it can check off multiple challenges on the Fall Into Reading one, and it'll check off 1 for sure, if not 2, on the Golden Girls one, is Illuminae by, is it Amy Kaufman and Jay Kristoff, or is it Amy Kristoff and Jay Kaufman? Kaufman and Kristoff. You know the book I'm talking about. It's that like bright orange chunkster YA that everyone seems to love. I haven't seen anything bad about it anywhere. I'm going to try and read that. That's like 600 pages. So probably I should start that now, right? Like, I am theoretically more awake now than I will be later on. I mean, doubtful, but you know, theoretically it's the afternoon, so I should be awake. The sun is out occasionally, so you know, that should help too, but I don't know if I should start that now or if I should start those 2 graphic novels. These are tough decisions. Not really, but you know, for this super high stakes game of what do I read next, it's very, very important. Wow. Okay. Okay. I'm going to stop yapping at you and I'll be back at some point later on. Let the hallucinations and craziness begin. Hey, it is 10 after 6. This has been very much a bust of a readathon for me, mostly because I took an 1.5-hour nap on accident. Yeah, it's not going great. I did finish Marquis, which I'll talk about later. But now, I mean, I have food here to eat. I bought things ahead of time. I got groceries. I don't want that. So I'm going to go get a burrito. And then when I come back and eat, hopefully I can stay awake again. At this point, honestly, it's anyone's guess. And I'm going to get started on something, anything that will get me reading again. I don't even care what it is. If it's due at the library, if it's for a challenge or not, I don't care. I just would like to read some pages. And for all that is holy, stay awake. We'll see. Hey guys, it is sort of almost 5 to 11 at night. It has not been a great readathon, if I'm honest. I just have not been able to read very much. Now I am going to tell you about 3 books that I've read, which sounds more impressive than it is. Let me assure you, first of all. Yeah, it's just, I don't know. So there's a ton of construction by my house today, which was incredibly distracting and loud. It's distracting when your whole house vibrates for most of the day. This afternoon, I accidentally took an 1.5-hour nap, which I probably told you when I was talking about getting a burrito, which was delicious. I'm glad I went out and went to Qdoba to get a burrito bowl because whatever, it was good. So afterwards, I should say before that, I did finish a second book, which I don't think I talked about it earlier. I'll be brief just in case I did. It is amazing how much you don't remember when you're just filming in one day. But I finished The Case of the Missing Marquis, which is the first in the Enola Holmes series. This was cute. I mean, of course, I watched the movie first because Henry's in it. I would have watched it anyways because I thought it was a really cute premise and it looked like a nice movie, and it was. I liked it. But there were several, at least 2 major plots or threads or storylines, whatever you want to call them, in the movie that are not here. Maybe they're in subsequent books. I'll find out. I have the rest of the series, of course, because it's me. And some people that were in the movie weren't in here. I don't know. It's odd. I'm annoyed by her mother, by where it ends up where she was. Because it just is at the end like a little blip, nothing. I'm like, really? All right. But I did enjoy that it sets her up to start her own business, essentially, as a consultant in London. So I did like that part. It was cute. 3 stars, you know, nothing fantastic, but I did like it. And then, okay, I had that long nap, and then I went and got lunch. I didn't start reading again until I think 8 or 8:30. It's just not my day. But I eventually did get some reading mojo going again. So I read all of Spectacle, Book 2. This is by Megan Rose Gedris or Gedris, Gedris. I don't know. So this follows directly on from the first volume. This follows Anna, whose sister Kat was murdered, and Kat's ghost is attached to Anna, and they're trying to figure out together who murdered her sister, who murdered Kat. I should say that they both work on a traveling circus that works off of a railroad. So there are some freaks, but most normies, they call them, that are just talented, acrobats, whatever. Yeah. So in this volume, it ends on another cliffhanger, by the way. So I have to see if volume 3 is available at my library. Anyways, I'm glad I didn't read this too far apart from reading book 1 either. I think it would have been a little bit lost. But anyways, so this picks up where book 1 ends. And a lot of people who were normies before now are getting unusual growths happening to them. Like one man has a horn growing out of his head, which gets bigger and bigger and bigger until he loses his eye, and it's just like his bottom jaw and this massive horn. One guy grows huge bottom fangs from his jaw. Someone else gets a new face on the back of his head. It's a whole person's face, like Shades of Voldemort, but not. Someone's arms turn into snakes. All this strange stuff is happening, and there are these two ghosts that are seemingly attached to the man who runs the circus. And the ghosts won't talk to our ghost here. They don't know what they're doing, but all this stuff is happening slowly, and then it gets quicker and quicker and quicker until there are way more people in the freak show side than there are in the normie side. And still, like, they're sort of circling the murderer some more, but there is a demon among all these people, and right now they think that the demon is causing all these deformities and causing all these people to change, but they're not sure. There's these weird leaves that keep appearing in their old room and their old car, and they were found by another dead person. It's really interesting. For someone who doesn't like circuses and someone who doesn't like clowns or anything else, I'm really enjoying this series. I will say, if you have this series in your library and it sounds interesting, check it out for sure. At this point, I can't see myself buying a copy. I don't like it quite that much, but I do really enjoy it. It's very unusual, and I really look forward to see where it goes. So yeah, fingers crossed book 3 is somewhere out there in the system. And then the other book I just finished, which is a graphic memoir, is Passing for Human by Liana Fink. I mean, we're not going to be able to see this in its handwriting, so let me go to a title page, because there's more than one title page in here. This is an unusual book. It's black and white drawings, all hand done, all handwritten. And here, Passing for Human. So it's an odd little book. It's not that little. So the author, Liana, is writing about how her mother, or how she lost her shadow. And that's why she thinks she can't draw anymore. She's talking to a man who says that they are soulmates. And she's asking him when she's going to see him again. He says, I don't know. I'm not sure. And then these two little rats, essentially of doubt, start to bug her and say, well, what do you mean? He's going to leave you. He's never coming back. And she's, gets a little clingier. And he's like, I don't know. And he kind of ghosts her for 2 months. So then she goes back into her life to try and understand things, and talks about her mom growing up and how her mom had this shadow that helped her be creative and was, her friend. And after she got married the first time, it was not a great marriage, and she set her shadow free. And how she felt like she wasn't herself after that. And then these two little rats of doubt come up to her and say, you can't start this book talking about your mother. You need to talk about your dad. So she starts it again and talks about her dad and how he was growing up and how he feels like he was other. He wasn't really human, how he always felt separate from everybody else. And even though he was popular and athletic and handsome, he just always felt very different and weird. But he kind of got over it, or suppressed it, or ignored it, or whatever, became a doctor, met and married Liana's mom. And then after they had her, he kind of thought, oh no, my daughter has this too. She's weird like I am. And then it stops again, and the rats of doubt say, no, you have to talk about yourself. We never told you to talk about your father. So she tells her story of growing up with her shadow, and then it starts again from a different point of view after that. So it's very interesting, and I think it says a lot about being yourself and being unique, and about how your creativity is really precious and just belongs to you and shouldn't just be discarded or ignored fully, but also not to let everything swamp your life. It says a lot about what people with, I don't want to say mental illness, but maybe some mental issues can go through, how their lives can look like from the inside. It's a very ponderous book. I like it. It's unusual. I've never read anything like this before. 3.5, 4 stars. I don't know. It's good. It's good. So that's what I have read so far. Okay, it's after 11. I'm going to try to stay in regular clothes, not in pajamas. I mean, it's just a fleece, but try to not get into pajamas until I really get tired, because that will be my downfall for sure. I've got some ASMR on. I've been working through the channel called Autumn Cozy. Welcome. Oh my gosh. See? This is what happens when I get tired. I don't talk that great. Should be fun. Coming up next, I'm not sure I'm going to start reading. I think I might pick up 32 Yolks, Eric Repair's memoir, I guess is lack of a better word, how what his life was like at home when he was younger, and how he started working in French kitchens and then working in kitchens everywhere else. I'll either start that, or I might start Illuminae. I do want to start that. Maybe I should start that one now, since it's heavier. It's like 600 some pages, and then I can hold it up easier. And when I'm really, really tired, this under 300 page one would be better. I don't know. Maybe I'll pick up something completely that's not either one of these things. I don't know. What I do know is I need something else to drink. Maybe it's time for tea. Okay, back at it. See you again soon. All right, it is 3:45 in the morning, and I just finished Illuminae. I started it just before midnight, so that's not bad for a 600-page book. I am really tired, so I'm gonna talk about it in the morning / Monday / whenever I can get my stuff together again. But that brings my total to 5 books read, which is not bad. So, okay, time for me to take off my glasses. Oh my gosh. Wash my face and go to bed. So, yeah, you will see me very shortly, but I don't know when I'll see you next. Good night. Hey guys, it's Laura checking in again. A couple days later, it's Monday, the 20, I'm gonna say 6th, that sounds right. Just got done with work. Obviously, I'm not in my house. I don't really have a big table like that in my house. Yeah, the readathon went pretty well, I think. I have learned over the years not to stress so much. I mean, I'm sure I'm still stressing out about stuff because that's apparently my jam. But I had a nice time. I spent a lot of time not reading, which was less than ideal. I took a couple of naps, again, less than ideal. But I did pretty okay. If I remember this correctly, and I think I did, I read for 10 hours and 13 minutes, and I read 1,100, and I want to say 56 pages. So of that just over 10 hours. 4.5 of those were an audiobook, and everything else was a physical book. And let's see, one book was a partial read, and the other ones were all like start to finish. 2 were graphic novels. And then of course Illuminae, that big huge chunkster, that was great for this because it's a lot of pages but quick reading and interactive, sort of, you know. Had to turn the book a lot to read things, but yeah, it was good. I had a good time. The next one is, oh, I have to clean this top too, sorry. The next readathon for Dewey's is the 24th of April. I'll be participating, I think. Again, I might try and do the 24 before Monday. That seems to be on the same day as Dewey's. And I think they jumped on afterwards, which sort of annoys me. It doesn't matter as long as people are reading. It doesn't matter, but it annoys me a little bit in a really weird, like, really weird way, but whatever. I might try that instead of Dewey's. I don't know if I can really give Dewey's up. It's been, you know, a long time, but I don't know. So yeah, I got some stuff done. Not like I wanted to, but that's okay. I read more than I would have normally, so that's the important thing. So, okay, I hope you guys enjoyed this vlog. I hope it made sense. I haven't watched anything back yet and assembled this, so I'm a little afraid of the 3:45 in the morning clip, which will be the one that you've seen just before this. Well, at least, if nothing else, I hope it's entertaining. So I hope you guys are all doing well and staying safe, reading something wonderful, and I will see you very shortly in the next one. Bye.